And welcome to the Marcus and Mike Show, guys. I am Mike. How's everybody's Tuesday going here? Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. My co-host over here is Marcus. Welcome to the show, Marcus. I want to start off with a little bit of Texas talk. It's just going to be a
Okay.
Texas-filled day.
All right.
The
Good.
Houston Astros pitcher Cole was the first pitcher to get 200 strikeouts on the season, but he was also the fastest ever, only pitching 133 and a third inning to get that 200 strikeouts.
Wow.
So that's what he's averaging 1.25 strikeouts a inning, give or
Wow.
take. So shout out to that guy, and then also big shout out to Tim Duncan to joining the Spurs coaching staff. Your Spurs, your
Yeah.
Houston Astros. Big things happening in Texas. We're talking Dallas Cowboys today. Texas Field Show. What are your thoughts on Tim Duncan joining the Spurs coaching staff? First off,
I wasn't surprised. There was lots of people that were surprised. Man, Tim Duncan is a basketball junkie. I mean, he's around all the time, the practice facility, giving pointers to everybody, showing people what's going on. Um, so it wasn't a shock to me. This guy would give pointers during games to
right?
opposing players. Like, no, literally, like one time I think he told Roy Hibbert, he said, you got to get your butt into a little more, your hips into a little more, and then you would have scored. You used all your length, and I was able to stop it. And then so the next time down the court, Roy Hibbert used his butt, and he scored on Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was giving him actual pointers in games. Now Tim Duncan's an assassin. It's not like he wants the opposing team to win, man. It's just like he cares all the time about what's happening. Yeah, man, this guy's the real deal. This guy was the ultimate teammate too. He would give encouragement all the time and say, "Hey, look, this is what you have to do." Uh, no better, uh, uh, no better example of, I don't know if you remember a player named Rasho Nesterovich. He won a championship with Tim Duncan in 2005, but he played with Kevin Garnett first. And he said Kevin Garnett would yell at him during practice, call him a punk and F bombs and all that. He said Tim Duncan was the opposite. He would give him encouragement and he'd motivate him. And so, um, Tim Duncan's the ultimate teammate, the ultimate motivator, and I think he's going to do well. He's, like I said, he's a basketball junkie, and yeah, so he's around the facility all the time teaching the players. He may as well start getting paid for it.
Yeah. I mean, just like you said, like I don't know Tim Duncan personally or anything. Like I just remember him doing great in Spurs
Right.
uniform, and so hopefully this kind of gives Spurs the edge this season because they need all the help they can get to get in the top four, top five range
Yeah.
over there in the Western Conference and
Right.
kind of flex their dominance like again. Um,
Right.
but just like we alluded to earlier, the Houston Astros pitcher Cole, the fastest
Yeah.
pitcher ever to get to 200 strikeouts, 133 and a third innings. That is dominant performance. Is your
Yes.
Houston Astros going to win the World Series again?
Listen, they have all the talent too. They're playing really well now. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll go through a little bit of stretches where they're not playing well. I think they lost like five in a row, and everybody freaked out and pushed the panic button.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's July. Let's chill out.
And it's Major League Baseball. You can lose
And,
20 games in a row and then bounce back
yeah.
and win 25 in a row. Still be fine.
Yeah, and Garrett Cole is amazing. And what's amazing is he's got, and I think this helps him. But I think he'd be okay even if he was on a staff with not too many big names.
Right?
He's on a staff with some really really good pitchers. I mean, so I think they motivate each other. Justin Verlander. I mean, can you imagine? Between him and Garrett Cole, who's going to have the most who's going to get 200 strikeouts first? And
Yeah.
looks like Garrett Cole won. He's been great, man, since they picked him up from the Cubs. And I think he's going to be a free agent pretty soon. And hey, you talk about breaking the bank. This guy is going to be outrageous. Like, everybody's coming for him. I'm sure he'll end up with the Yankees for $300 million or something ridiculous, but everybody's going to be gunning for them. That's the thing. Just a side note. Everybody always tells me it's so fun, great to play for the Yankees. Well, how come nobody goes and plays there for nothing? Like, they always get these massive contracts. Hey, if it's so great playing
True
for the
story.
Yankees, go over there and play for like 5 years, $5 million. Then,
Yeah,
nah, you
exactly.
don't want to do that. Yeah, right,
Although I do have to give the Yankees a little bit of credit. Aaron Boone is turning out to be a pretty good
man.
coach slash manager
If you
like over
listen,
there. So
if you listen to Aaron Boone before he took the job on the television and during the games, I learned a lot from Aaron Boone. He was
yeah,
really good on TV, and I knew when the Yankees signed Aaron Boone, I thought, damn, this guy's a really good teacher. I knew he wasn't gonna fail.
Yeah, the only
But
thing
yeah,
the Yankees really can't do is stay healthy. Like
man,
they have like 13 or 14 players on the IR, so which
right.
is just crazy.
And
So
then that didn't even matter because when they weren't healthy, they still won 70% of their games anyway.
true.
But really quick, going back to Garrett Cole, man, that dude's a beast, man. Like, and yes, the Astros can win it again this year. We'll see what happens, but congratulations to him and getting motivated by Justin Verlander, them on that same pitching staff. That's pretty special.
Yeah, and just to add to your World Series talk here, or my World Series
Yeah,
talk, anytime a small market team like the Kansas City, like Houston, even I want to say the Cubs is kind of a small market. They're like medium to large, but like anytime the New York, Boston, or LA doesn't win a World Series, I'm happy, to be honest. Like I can't stand the Dodgers $500 million year
yeah.
salary. I can't stand the Yankees. I can't stand the Red Sox. So I will become a Houston Astros fans once they hit the playoffs. Right now, my heart still bleeds blue. Go
Right.
Kansas City Royals, even though we're
Yeah.
like 17 and 107 or something ridiculous. But
Right.
like it is what it is. So let's go ahead and shift gears 100% from summer sports to summer camp to winter sports. Dallas Cowboys. We're going to
Yeah.
break down their schedule today. Forbes came out with the Dallas Cowboys as their net worth of $5 billion, the highest
Yeah.
the highest sports team ever. So
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was no salary cap and then Jerry Jones could pay whatever to win a championship? Like in other words, like it was in Major League Baseball.
right,
It would be terrible for football because Jacksonville wouldn't even compete at all, and they
no
made it to
other
the
team
AFC.
could. Yeah, no other
Yeah,
team could.
yeah, they made it to the Jacksonville made it to the AFC Championship because there's like built-in socialism in the NFL. Everybody gets the same amount of money, but man, Jerry Jones could just say, here's Zeke, here's 100 million, no worries, and then you know what I mean. It would be
Yeah,
all just nothing. But yeah, man, there's a cap and $5 billion, right? That's what you said.
5 billion
Yeah.
billion with a B. But
Wow.
let's mean let's break down this 2019 Dallas Cowboys
Yeah.
schedule. I got the green Sharpie out,
Uh-oh.
or the green highlighter, because I don't anticipate using any blue one or any of the pink ones. They're going to be
Wow.
dominant this year. They're going to be
They will.
great.
Yeah.
Week 1, they open them against the New York Football Giants. I got them killing them. Don't even worry
Oh
about it.
yeah.
They got them killing them. What about you?
No, I mean they're going to handle the New York Giants pretty easily. I mean they have all offseason to prepare for the great Eli Manning. Oh my God, that guy, that guy's been horrible for 7 years now, and his totality of his career is average. I think he's I think he's lost more games in NFL history than anybody.
Right?
He has just as many turnovers as touchdowns in his NFL career. I think Eli's responsible for 367 touchdowns and 363 turnovers.
Ouch.
Think about that for a second.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah. So that means every game you get a touchdown, you get a turnover. What would that constitute average to you?
That would constitute to me as below average, because like I think
Yeah.
average is probably
Yeah.
a two touchdown to one interception
Well,
kind of
you know that
ratio.
right. Well, that's literally I follow the stats real well. That's like
Yeah.
if you get a 2-to-1 touchdown ratio, that's pretty good. It's like that. It's like 1.4 to 1 and all that. But once you get to that 2 level,
Right.
2 to 1, you're above average. But listen, you mentioned it. The Dallas Cowboys are going to have a fantastic year. This is the most excited that I've been for a Dallas Cowboys season, and this is as loaded as they've been since 2007. Okay, and 2007 they had a pretty damn good team. Romo was a young quarterback. They had a good defense, decent offensive line, led by Mark Colombo, and who's now their offensive line coach, by the way. Yeah, and the 2017, I think could have made it to the Super Bowl. It's just beautiful Patrick Creighton drops a Romo pass. He puts on a route. So yeah, I mean Patrick Creighton is actually the cause for Romo and probably not winning a Super Bowl or not getting there. I can't stand that man. I can't stand Patrick Creighton. I've rewatched that Giants 2000 divisional game about 5 times in my life. I've rewatched it. because everybody loves to bag on Romo, and then Terrell Owens said that's my quarterback and all that.
Yeah.
If Patrick Creighton catches the football and doesn't quit on a touchdown route, Dallas wins. So so this is the most excited I've been for about the Cowboys since 2007. Their 1 through 22 starters, they're already set. I mean, there is no competition really, to be honest, for the 22 starters. There might not even be any competition heading into training camp for everybody's backup. So they have 44, I think, and I looked at it the other night. They have 44 players in place, right? So basically, camp and the preseason, there's a 53-man roster. They're going to be deciding 9 spots. So that's how loaded they are. So, if I was a free agent, undrafted, I wouldn't even want to go to the Cowboys because Dallas already basically has their roster in place.
Right.
So, yeah. And the hiring of John Kitna, is even more so than Kellen Moore.
Yep.
Kellen Moore is going to change the offense a little bit, but the hiring of John Kitna has been through every fire you can think of in the NFL. Been on some playoff teams and he's been on some crap teams. He's seen everything. John Kitna has seen every defense.
Yeah.
And so that was a great hire by Jerry Jones to get. And plus, he's a great man. He's a good man.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing wrong with John Kitna. I mean, he's a good. He's super Christian. You know what I mean? Like he knows the game of football. Not that that's a prerequisite. You got to be a good Christian, but that's just a bonus.
Right.
So let's go. Okay, go back. Giants, they're going to destroy them. I mean, I'm looking at. Yeah, I mean, here's one of your quarters they can sit out. Your 8 quarters. We should find a quarter. Yep. You know what? We'll probably let's find these 8 quarters. We found one right now. So Zeke and Dak will finish the third quarter, and that'll be it for them.
Yeah. Just to add to your point there about Eli Manning here, with Odell Beckham Jr. not on the field, his stats are not even in the top 40. There are 32 teams in the NFL. There are backups better than he is in his time in the NFL. So just wrap that around your head. And they don't have Odell Beckham Jr. this year. Yeah, so it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly early and often.
Right.
Going on to week 2, we travel to Washington Redskins here. Kind of a trap game maybe per se, but what do you think?
No, it's probably the Redskins' home opener. Probably.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. So no, here's these games that these divisional games you can throw the record out sometimes.
Yes.
And Washington will be hungry still at the beginning of the year. This is going to be a really, really good football game. Dallas's recipe for winning football games has been the same since Ezekiel Elliott showed up. Mm-hmm. It's winning the time of possession. Here you got to grind this win the time of possession. And it's at least got to be 35 to 25. 35 minutes, 25 minutes. I think Dallas will get this victory, though. We're talking like they won't put up – they'll be scoring a bunch of touchdowns week 1. Here they'll probably only score like 2 touchdowns, 3 field goals. It'll be like a 23-17 victory.
Yeah. The one thing the Redskins will have going into this game is they're going to be starting a rookie quarterback in Haskins, more than likely. So we won't have a lot of film on him, and if he gains any confidence early, we could be in for a long afternoon. I'm not saying we're going to lose. I had the Cowboys winning this game, but it's not going to be as easy as the first week was. So if we shut them down early, it's going to be an easy game. If we give them a little bit of confidence going into halftime, it's going to be a 17-10 tie type of game.
Right.
Going on to week 3, we already have that.
Real quick, just real quick. Dwayne Haskins, if he's starting, I think that's a mistake. I think that you start Case Keenum. I just think I'm not for rookie quarterbacks. If you have a decent player there, back up there, like a Case Keenum, I think you should. We should see Case Keenum week 2. I think it'd be a mistake. I'll be happy to play the rookie, but I think it'd be a mistake. But go ahead. I just want to get on record saying, I think that's a mistake.
I'm just saying Haskins as of right now, because as of right now, he is the number 1 quarterback on their depth chart.
Yeah.
So, So week 3, we already picked this one. We welcome Miami into Texas Stadium. We have Cowboys winning both of those games.
And there's another quarter. They got just 2 quarters now. They're sitting out. Yeah.
I'd have them sit out the whole second half. I think it's going to be ugly early.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're right. All right.
I just don't have any faith in Miami.
All
Week
right.
4, going to New Orleans. Who do you got?
First loss. I think they lose. I think they're riding high. I think they lose to New Orleans in the Superdome. So yeah, so the Dallas will be 3-1 after the after the month. You know, like you talked about, I do the same thing that you do. You say you take the NFL season in like fours.
Yep,
So
and
that's pretty
quarters.
much
Yep.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1. They'll be 3-1 after four.
Yeah, I have this chalked up as a loss as well. I think the Saints are still bitter from this last year when we
Yeah,
went in there. Was it Monday night and just pretty
yeah.
much whooped their butt? Like it was
They,
a good game, but the Saints
they,
were undefeated, and we went in there and it was a big win for the Cowboys.
but
The
if
Saints
you
are definitely
remember,
bitter about
Dallas
that.
offense struggled in that game, but Dallas defense dominated. I don't think
Yeah.
Breeze even crossed the 50-yard line for a while.
Yeah, it was a quite dominating performance. Hopefully, the
Yes,
defense repeats that
right.
all year. That this year, Week 5, we welcome kind of a wild card team, the Green Bay Packers. The
Right.
reason why I'm saying a wild card is because they got a new rookie head coach, a young rookie head coach with a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, and they're already starting to butt heads a little bit. So I'm not for sure what Green Bay Packers team is going to show up this week. So Week 5, who do you got?
Randall Cobb, 2 touchdowns. Dallas winning this thing. There's no quarter sitting out here. Dallas will win this thing like, 27-24 in a close game. It'll be one of Dak Prescott's come from behind wins. He already leads the NFL in 14 come from behind wins in the
Mm-hmm.
past 3 years. So this will be another one. And Randall Cobb will get revenge on his former team. He'll have a couple of touchdowns this game.
Yeah, I do have the Cowboys winning this game as well. I think it's going to come down to a shootout, just between Ty Cobb and then Adams, that receiver for the Packers. He is obviously their number one threat
Yeah.
down the field now. He is very talented and he's very very
Yes.
young, and they want to go toe to toe. Reports have surfaced that Ty Cobb and Adams were kind of at each other's throats all this past year. So there's like a little bit of bad blood happening between those two. So
Right.
it's going to be kind of intriguing to watch that game. Week 6, we traveled to the Jets. We had them both winning
Yeah.
that game. Week 7, possibly the best game of the season. Welcome Philadelphia Eagles into Cowboy Stadium. Who do you got?
Dallas will win this one. It's in Dallas. I got them winning this one. Take control of the division. This will be another close game. Got to win the time of possession. The Eagles are the second most talented team in the division. Um, I'll be interested to see if Carson Wentz is still on the field. That guy's
Right.
always hurt. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if he's on the field. But yeah, no, Dallas will win this game. Another close game. Another Dak Prescott come from behind win.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the other side of the coin. Like I'm picking the Cowboys to like win, but this is a game that we show that we have to pay Amari Cooper
Yeah.
and Dak Prescott before we pay Zeke.
Right.
Like Amari Cooper is going to have a really big game, and then Dak is just going to try to take that step into that elite level type quarterback. I think it's going to be kind of an ugly game. I'm thinking like 35-10. Like I just think the
Okay.
Cowboys like lay it on them going into the
Hey,
bye week.
I'd love that. And then Dak and Amari destroyed the Philadelphia secondary last year.
Yeah, that's
So
that's kind
at
of what I'm
home.
hoping like happens
Yeah.
again. So, and then week 9 was sorry, week 8 going into the bye week here. I had the Cowboys at 6-1. You had them at 6-1 as well. Coming off the bye week, going to Giant Stadium, take on the New York Football Giants again. Who do you got at New
And
York
this is
Football
a
Giants?
this is a night game. I'm just looking because
Hmm.
I kind of glad. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't say noon or 1 or 3 o'clock or whatever. Yeah, it's Dallas will beat the Giants again. They'll sweep the Giants this year. Yeah, the Giants really have nothing for the Cowboys. I mean, this is this listen. The NFL is a worst to first league. You can make it on that. It's an 8-8 league,
Hmm.
but there are about 4 or 5 football teams that are already are going to struggle to win 4 or 5 games this year. The Dolphins and the Giants are 2 of those teams, and we've covered 2 of them already. But yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I kind of look at this as a trap game, coming off a bye week. Looking at the Giants, kind of looking like ahead. You have the Vikings come to town, and you have another weak opponent in
Oh,
the
wow.
Detroit. So I kind of looking at this as a trap game. I really want to pick the Giants to win, but my head is not going to
No.
allow me to do that whatsoever. I do have the
I
Cowboys winning this game 21-17.
Yeah, and Michael, this could be a blowout, dude. Dallas has 2 weeks to prepare for the Giants. Really?
Right.
I didn't really take look at that. And then it's a night game, so everybody's gonna be hyped up. Nah, this might. I think, yeah, this one could be the blowout. Yeah.
So then week 10, we're back home, take on the Minnesota Vikings. I have them losing this one, uh, just because there's a couple games that we're going to lose that we don't expect to lose, and I think this Minnesota Vikings team is going to be fighting for that division, knocking off the Bears, and I think they're going to be better than what a lot of people think they are. So I do got the Vikings winning this one.
No, I like the Vikings too in their season, but this game's in Dallas, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with a DeMarcus Lawrence sack on Kirk Cousins to end the game. Close game, Dallas winning.
close game. And then week 11, another black and blue division game. We go to Detroit Lions. I will be at this game. I'm pretty excited about this.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I do have the Cowboys winning this one. I expect to hit the snooze button by third quarter.
And this is a rare Dallas noon game or
Yeah.
1 o'clock, whatever it is. Dallas only has about 2 or 3 of those all year. They're usually the late afternoon game where they're on prime time. So, wow, you're gonna be at this game. This will be fun to watch. Matthew Stafford against the Dallas secondary. That'll be fun to watch. Yeah, no, I think Dallas will win this one again. Dallas, I don't know what I have Dallas record wise, but they're on a roll. I think Dallas will get this victory as well. What I love about Detroit is there's not an outdoor stadium, so This is it's all even. Everybody's on AstroTurf or whatever it
Yep.
is, and you'll get to see the speed of the Cowboys and the speed of the Lions. It's not outdoors. That's what I love about it. There's no weather conditions that's gonna get in your way there. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the Cowboys. I have the Cowboys beating the Lions.
Just a little fun fact. I am going to the Silverdome twice this year, or it's called Ford Dome. I think
Yeah.
I'm watching the Chiefs play and the Cowboys play. Pretty excited about that.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So and then we
When is the Chiefs one? So you're going November 17th. When is the
September
Chiefs?
29th.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like
So
week
okay.
4, week 5, I think it is.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. So then we jump into week 12. You have the Patriots beating the Cowboys at Patriots. I had the Cowboys beating the Patriots. We've already discussed that a little bit. Moving on to week 13, we have them both beating the Buffalo Bills. Week 14 at Chicago Bears. Who do you got?
I got Chicago in this one. Dallas will be coming off a nice win versus the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. Nice, easy turkey victory, right? Turkey game victory. I like those easy Thanksgiving Day games. I hate those ones that are, you guys digest your turkey and then you got to worry about Dallas winning. But Dallas will handle Buffalo. But they play like a week later at prime time at Chicago. It's probably going to be really cold, and I see Chicago winning this game.
Yeah, I had this marked up as a loss as well, because I think at this point the Cowboys are kind of in cruise control. That they
Yeah.
are. I mean, we already have them as 2 losses a piece
Yeah.
going into Soldier Field. It sucks playing at Soldier Field in December. That wind rips right through you. It sucks. We are a dome team more or less. So I think Mitchell Trubisky tries to step up this game and tries to earn some money, even though I don't think he's worth it. But they do snub the Cowboys in this one. Moving on to week 15, we welcome the LA Rams into town. Who do you got on this one?
Payback's a bitch.
Oh yeah.
That's basically my motto for this game. I think Dallas should feel it early. They get 11 days to prepare for the Rams, and it's at home, right?
Yep.
You know what I used to love about Eric Williams, the old offensive tackle for the Cowboys in the 90s?
Yep.
He probably should have been in the Hall of Fame, to be honest. I don't know if you remember, you were probably a little kid, but John Madden every Sunday would say that's the best offensive lineman in football, Eric Williams. What Eric Williams would do every week, he would wear the opposing team's hat. So they'd be interviewed. I've interviewed him before. So to say you'd be getting ready to play the Rams, he'd have on the Rams hat just to get everybody pissed off, just to get motivated, just to. And I thought
That's
that was
awesome.
genius. He always he wouldn't wear the Redskins hat. He'd wear the Giants hat, and so everybody looked at him like, "What the hell?" Like after a while, but then you knew like what you knew he was getting ready to. Eric Williams wanted to destroy you. Like he just didn't want to block you. Reggie White would always complain about Eric Williams. Eric Williams is the only player that Reggie White could not dominate. Go back and look at it. I mean, he got, I think, a sack off of Eric Williams. But other than that, Eric Williams would dominate the matchup, man. That was Reggie White's kryptonite. And so, man, I'd have on my Rams hat all week. If I was like in the coaching staff or the media, I don't care. If I was part of the Dallas media, they'd look at me crazy. I'd say, hey, y'all look at this. This is who y'all got to beat. This. So
Right.
this is payback. This is payback's a bitch right here. No more Adama Sue in the middle for the Rams.
Joyner's gone as well.
Ezekiel Elliott has got to. They've got to run the football. They didn't run the football very well the last time they played them. It still was a close game. I mean, still was a one-score game for most of the game. But yeah, payback's a bitch here. Dallas beats the Rams.
Yeah, I had the Cowboys beating the Rams as well. We were basically one player away from winning that game. That is a solid tight end that could catch the ball on third and short. We now have that back. We have Jason Witten back. Hopefully, he is still performing and like is still healthy come this time of year. But we were literally one player away from beating the Rams last year. We have gotten better. Rams have kind of stayed the same. Actually, I'm going to go on a limb and say their defense has gotten worse because they lost Sue, they lost Joyner, and they didn't pick up any other good players to like fill those roles. So, like you said, Zeke has to run the ball well. That will bring that extra safety up in the box, giving Cobb and Amari room to run on the outside. They start taking away the deep threat. We have that middle threat with Jason Witten for third and short, or maybe like a 2nd and 6 type of play. So Cowboys are going to win this game. It is going to be close. I'm thinking 26-24, tie up a score, a last-second field goal to win the game. Moving on to Week 16, we go into Philly. This is probably going to be for the division championship. At this point, I really haven't done Philly's schedule yet, but probably is. Who do you got?
I'm thinking Philadelphia. I haven't done that. Like I said, we'll get to their schedule. I don't know what day you want to get to that schedule, but I'm thinking Philadelphia is gonna need this victory more than the Cowboys for the playoffs. I think Dallas, man, will not have wrapped up the division yet. But if they win this game, it's pretty much Dallas will win the division. But Philly just needs to win it just to maintain a wild card and then have the season go down to the end, the last game of the season, and they're going to be praying that Dallas loses to Washington and they have to win the division, which probably won't happen. So Philadelphia will need this game just to get in the wild card, more so than Dallas, and I think Philadelphia beats the Cowboys in a close game, the second to last game of the year.
So I have basically the Cowboys sweeping the division sweeping the division this year. They are going to want to win that division, and they'll be battling for a number 1 overall seed. So they'll need this win. Well, like I said, I haven't really looked at Philly's schedule too much. I've seen people have them as high as 11-5, some 12-4. I don't think they'll be that good, but the Cowboys will beat Philly on that game, locking in the number 1 overall seed, locking up the division as well. Go ahead.
And then winning that tiebreaker versus the Rams is huge.
Yes.
To lock up. So you're talking about if they beat the Rams and beat the Eagles, they'll probably have pretty much all the tiebreakers. Let's see how New Orleans does, because we have them losing to New Orleans. If New Orleans ties them at 13-3, then Dallas is 2nd seed. So we'll see how that all shakes out and everything. We'll see even if Carson Wentz is upright here.
Right.
We could be playing the backup, and it's not Nick Foles anymore. So
no.
yeah. So we'll see what happens here. I have the Eagles making the wild card So I have with this victory.
Was that the dumbest move by the Philadelphia Eagles was to give up Nick Foles?
Well, here's the problem with that. I mean, Nick Foles wants his own team.
Right.
So like I mean, you gotta, dude, like you just can't keep somebody. Um, you know what I mean? Like,
Shoot,
and
but I think he had more starts than Carson Wentz in the last two season. I guess, like it seems like.
they made a talent decision. What they told you is Carson Wentz is more talented than Nick Foles, even though Nick Foles might fit our offense better.
Yeah.
We'll see if it comes back and bites him in the ass. It could. I think
As a
Nate
Cowboys fan,
Sudfeld,
I hope it does.
yeah, Nate Sudfeld is the backup. Kid out of Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. He's
I'm not for
six
sure.
six.
Yep.
Yeah, and so if if you knock out Carson, hey, that's the good news. Now, if you knock out Carson Wentz now again, or he gets hurt, you're not going up against Nick Foles. The Philadelphia Eagles season will be over.
Yeah. Just like the Tennessee Titans in like years past, once Marcus Mariota he goes down, they're on a 3 or 4 game skid.
Right.
But let's get back to the Cowboys here. Week 17, they welcome Washington Redskins home for the final game of the season. Who do you got?
Yeah, and everybody might think this is just a game, a giveaway game. They can rest players and all that. No, I haven't done the other schedules yet, but I believe New Orleans will be right there, and even the Rams could be right there.
Yep.
And I have us beating the Rams, so we'll need to beat Washington to win tiebreaker versus the Rams, maybe for that second seed. So yeah, the Redskins victory. There is no rest here. They'll have to get this victory in order to maintain a number 1 or number 2 seed in the playoffs. So yeah, they'll beat the Redskins, and then they'll get a bye week. So everybody, all hands on deck versus the Washington Redskins week 17.
Yeah, you are 100% right. They will be battling for that 1 or number 2 overall seed.
Right.
Just depending on like who else is like in the playoffs. It kind of falls on what seed that you want.
Right.
Like who do you want to face? Do you want to face Philadelphia Eagles in the second round, or do you want to play, I don't know, like shoot the Steelers or not Steelers, but like
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah.
So like yes, this is a must win for them. I do have them winning this game, finishing this season 13-3. You have them going 12-4. Both very respectable records at this point.
Okay.
With the 12-4 record that you have the Dallas Cowboys happening, do you see them getting the number 1 overall seed in the playoffs?
I haven't done the New Orleans schedule because I have them losing to New Orleans. So
right.
It's possible. I'm thinking Dallas is a 2 seed with that 12-4. They'd have to go 13-3 or 14-2 because that like I said, those tie-breaking things are such a big deal because if New Orleans finishes 12-4 and I got them 12-4, or you have the Cowboys 13-3, right? You have them losing to New Orleans, right?
Yes.
See, so that's a huge deal. If New Orleans ties us, so I'm thinking maybe New Orleans could be the number 1 seed and Dallas will be the 2nd seed.
But
and
at the same time,
yeah,
like I'm not scared traveling to the Superdome and like playing them. We've shown that we can beat them in their home field. So
yeah.
And it's
listen. That we what's nice about that is you look at the history of the NFL, we both have them losing at New Orleans, right?
Right.
Okay, so say it's for the NFC Championship game. It's very hard to beat a team twice in the NFL.
Yep.
A good team, you can beat bad teams twice, but it's very hard to beat a team twice. So basically, we would have New Orleans. If New Orleans gets to the Super Bowl, they'd be sweeping the Cowboys, and I don't see that happening. I see Dallas in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, so there are a couple games that I have circled here that are swing games, kind of like I feel is like a must win situation here. Week 7, when we play the Philadelphia Eagles for the first time, we both have them winning that game. But is this a must win? Do they need to like kind of put a staple in the Eagles early and often like, hey, we are the powerhouse in this?
Where Dallas's schedule is really good is they get the Eagles first at home to send the message,
right?
And to say, hey, dude, this is our division. So now by the time we get to like week 16, that game may not mean as much,
right?
Because if Dallas gets on a roll here, so yeah, I like playing the Eagles. I like playing the tough teams in our division. at home first. I don't mind playing them on the road in December or November or whatever. So yeah, send a message to the Eagles early. The swing game for me is Green Bay because you're
Okay.
playing Aaron Rodgers, and then you know what? The game you're going to at Detroit, you know, you I don't think Dallas will do this, but you can't just go to Detroit and go,
They
it's the
did that against the
Lions.
Colts like this past year. I went and saw them
Right.
against the Colts, and it seemed like
Oh yeah.
they like never really showed up. It was that
Right.
early 12 o'clock kickoff time
Right.
up there in like Indy,
They laid,
and they just never
they,
woke up. They never played
yeah, they
well.
laid an egg there.
Yeah.
They went through the motions in that game. You remember that? They just
Yes.
and it didn't really hurt them that much because it wasn't a NFC opponent. So tie breaking situations, the Colts would be way down the line there because it's an AFC team.
Hmm.
So I remember after that game, I guess if I would have went to it, I'd have been more mad. But
Yeah.
after that game, I wasn't too upset about it, and they ended up getting right back on a roll after the Colts. Like that was the only egg they laid, like
Yeah.
down the stretch there. Yeah,
That game actually I think is really what started catapulting the Colts into that what they won like 10,
yeah,
10 straight games like I believe it
yeah.
was. But also another game that I have circled is Week 14 versus the Chicago Bears, a possible second round playoff game.
Yes,
We had them both losing to Chicago in Chicago. The reason why I had them losing to Chicago is because I think we're going to play the cards close to our vest. I don't think we're really going to show a whole like a whole lot that game because quite possibly we play the Bears again in like a month. So
right.
like, why do you think they lose this game?
Well, listen, the cold makes cowards of us all.
Yeah.
Like cold weather. I think it's going to be cold. Soldier Field, windy. I'm a little higher on Mitchell Trubisky than you are. I like the kid. He's a pretty good dual threat. Um, man, it's just one of those games you can't win them all,
Hmm.
and so this is just one of the games I have them dropping. Um, and just yeah, they're going to be riding high and fat after beating Buffalo, and
Yeah.
so this is just one of those games where it's a little similar to your Colts game last year, where it's just kind of I don't know if they'll go through the motions, but let me tell you something. If they prove me wrong and win this game, then it's number one seed time. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would be a big time victory for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely Super Bowl or bust. But if we beat the Bears and then go the next week and beat the Rams, like we all should be on cloud nine
Yeah.
and like buying our Super Bowl tickets right then and there.
And then
Uh,
if you gave me a choice, that's why if you gave me a choice, they say, who would you rather beat after Buffalo?
the Rams,
Rams,
Rams. Give me the
Rams or
Rams.
Bears?
Yeah,
I'd say, you know what? Go ahead and lay the egg to the Bears and beat the Rams.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of save all your bullets for the Rams.
Right. Right.
Looking at these early season kind of gimme games, like we play the Giants, we play Washington, we play the Dolphins, and we play the Jets, and we play the Giants again. Out of those 5 games in the first nine weeks, who do you think is the most likely team to possibly upset us in one of those games?
Traveling to New York, traveling to the Jets. You just never know what can happen there.
Yep. You
It could be.
did say that the Jets are much improved,
Yeah.
so
It's a lot of win there. I mean, you could have anything could happen. The Jets are improved, and that's a game that scares me a little. That's kind of like a trap game for me.
yeah.
But I think we get out of. I think the Cowboys get out of that game with a W. But man, that's one of those where, damn, if we lost, then you're talking 11-5, then you're talking
Yeah.
12-4,
Hmm.
and then you can almost kiss that number one seed goodbye. You lose that, Jets.
Yeah.
That's one of those. To me, that's a swing game as well. So yeah.
Yeah, the one game that really scares me on the record or on the schedule the most is that week 1 versus the New York Giants. Because, every team has aspirations of a Super Bowl, and if we were to lose that first week to the New York Football Giants, the worst team in the NFL, at home, you will start hearing chatter.
Oh my God.
The
Yes.
Cowboys are an 8-8 team. They're going to lose the division. They're going to miss the playoffs. The world is going to come to an end if they lose that first week game. So I think that is a must win, and it could be a trap game because Eli is still healthy and he still has a little bit of confidence in him.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Yeah.
little step in his like a little pick in his step because he has a rookie quarterback covering over his back too.
Yeah, everybody's ready to go week 1 though. Even if you're going to be terrible, the Dolphins we say are going to be terrible. The Giants will be terrible. That week 1 though, everybody thinks they have a chance.
The first 3 weeks are the weeks that everybody still has confidence. Everybody still thinks they can win the Super Bowl. After that, week 3, week 4, then the teams really start to say, "Oh, you suck, you suck, you suck. You're good." So
yeah, I think Dallas crushes the Giants. Besides the Jets game, the trap at Washington, that to me that's a little bit of a trap game as well.
Right.
Like, that's after riding high, beating the Giants, you head to Washington in their home opener. That's gonna be a pretty good contest too. So that one scares me a little bit, but I think we'll get by Washington as well.
Yeah, so just to go back on record here, you have them going 12-4, and I have them going 3-13 on the season, both winning the division.
13-3.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 13-3. On my side. Any closing thoughts before we head out?
Well, that week 1 matchup, let's hope Ezekiel Elliott is in the lineup. There's talk about him holding out and stuff, and God, I hope not. I still think they beat the Giants without Ezekiel Elliott. You could have they drafted two running backs there, Mike Weber and Tony Pollard, and I still think we get the victory even with rookie running backs. If you can believe that. Tony Pollard reminds me of Ty Montgomery.
Yeah, he does.
The number 88 for the Packers. He was a running back and a receiver. He's like a poor man's Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
That's what he is.
And speaking of that, Ty Montgomery is on the same team as Le'Veon Bell now. So
that is kind of funny. Yeah, and Ty Montgomery's kind of like a poor man's Le'Veon Bell, where they're really good at running the football and catching the passes out of the backfield. So I still think we get by the Giants with Pollard and Weber as your running backs. But that's a little scary, man. I hope Ezekiel Elliott doesn't hold out. It's not his turn yet, man. You got to talk to Zeke. I mean, Jerry Jones, and says, hey, look, they got to get him in a room and say, hey, look, man, Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott, I'm taking care of them. You got to play this year. We'll take care of you next year. Then your contract is a year left. Then we can redo it. We're not doing it 2 years out.
Well, so let me touch on that a little bit. Is it wise to pay Zeke now? Maybe like, let's say he explodes this year, rushes for 2,100 yards, scores 27 times. Can you sign him cheaper now if he doesn't, like, before he does that?
That's a great question. Who was the top running back on the market? It was Le'Veon Bell.
Well,
he signed a 4-year, $52 million deal, $13 million a year, right? So if you want to go to Zeke's agent and you want to say, hey, look, I'll give you $1 more million, because you know how the players, they like to do this. They want to be paid higher than the next guy, right?
Right.
So so I can only pay you what the top running back was on the market, a little bit better than that, right? So okay, that's a great question. Okay, Zeke, 4 years, $56 million. You got $1 million more a year than Le'Veon Bell. Sign it. You really want that? It's what you want? Sign it. $36 million guaranteed. Sign it. And if he comes back and says, hey, I don't like that, we'll say, hey, look, that's the top running back on the market, this market. You're part of this market.
Right.
Okay? And then if you don't want to do that, then let's go win the damn Super Bowl, and then we'll come back, and it's probably going to be more.
Right.
But if you want your money now, if you want your money now, you're going to get less. Probably less. We're going to be able to go on national TV and say, Ezekiel Elliott got paid more money than Le'Veon Bell, the top running back on the market. If that's what you want, let's get it done then. So, in a beer Zeke, I probably would say, you know what? Okay, I'll play on my few $1 million this year. Let's go win the Super Bowl. Then I'm going to get you're going to have to give me a contract of $70 million.
Right.
So, I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, we'll see. But Le'Veon Bell was the top running back on the market, 4 years, $52 million. And if Zeke wants that contract done right now, we'll give him $1 million more than Le'Veon got each year.
All right, guys. You heard it here first. Basically, we're saying, Zeke, don't miss any games because we need you.
Yeah.
We cannot lose to the New York Football Giants week 1. That would break our hearts, and I would be pissed off at you.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I think they really love Ezekiel Elliott, but I'm one of those guys, man. I'm not playing around, dude. I don't think I'd play hardball with Zeke unless he really showed me he was ready to play hardball.
Right.
Then I'd look for offers for him. Yeah, I'd look for like a couple of first round picks and a good run. You'd have to give me your starting running back.
You know who would fit good there is Kareem Hunt. But
Kareem Hunt would fit good.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, even though Kareem Hunt can't play until week 9,
well,
um,
but
that,
I'm saying though, if push comes to shove, Kareem Hunt is there on the market. So
and then Melvin Gordon has the audacity to hold out. I mean, he hasn't even had as good a seasons as Ezekiel Elliott. He's
not
getting
anymore.
like $6 million this year. But no, I'll be honest with you. If Zeke really played hardball with me and Melvin Gordon, I would trade Zeke for Melvin Gordon, and I would take the Chargers' #1 pick next year.
That'd be a good trade.
Because, yeah, because the #1 pick would offset the talent gap of these two players.
Right.
So, but and Melvin Gordon is not the player Ezekiel Elliott is.
Not at all.
Uh,
Not at all.
but he's a good player. I'm gonna tell you right now, Dallas Cowboys could win with Melvin Gordon as their running back.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Breaking down the Dallas Cowboys schedule. Just to reiterate, I had them going 13-3. Marcus has them going 12-4. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on iTunes, Spotify, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Guess what? Guess who we're breaking down tomorrow?
I don't even know. You tell me.
Philadelphia Eagles. We'll talk about Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, let's do it.
Those dirty birds. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. We out.